folks. Welcome to the SmackDown podcast, your one-stop shop for all your WWE, AEW recaps, reviews, pay-per-view predictions. It's Kyle over here. We got a stacked card today covering the SmackDown debut episode on Fox. Joining me today, we've got Mr. Rob. Just Mr. Rob nowadays. I've given up on your monikers.
Hey, I changed it to Pokemon Rob because of you. Did you not see that?
I had a feeling.
You don't pay attention.
I
did
do.
Change it to Pokemon Rob,
do.
though. It's a rarity you guys hear me on a Friday night. I haven't been around this week, so I said I want to be on the SmackDown episode on Friday night. Here I am.
And we're glad to have you, man. Also joining us today is Mr. Kevin Crazy.
Whoop, whoop.
There we go. and then, of course, rounding it out is Mr. Wrestling fan himself, Sebastian. What's going on, Seb?
What's up? Nothing much.
Hey, man. Yeah, we're just a bunch of guys that like to talk wrestling. Tonight, oh, boy. Listen. All right, tonight we're going to talk Fox's debut episode of SmackDown. It's not SmackDown Live anymore. It's just SmackDown, right?
Friday
I think
night
so.
SmackDown.
Yeah, just Friday Night SmackDown. Yeah. Of course, to listen in on this, you can join us on Spotify, Podbean, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and iTunes. And, of course, we're on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Help us get to 100 subscribers to get that custom URL. Of course, you can also follow us on Twitter at SmackDrawPod, myself at The Kai Tai Show, Kevin at KevinCrazy316. That is crazy with a K. Sebastian at WrestlingFan_32. And Mr. Pokemon Rob himself at 2 words, can't see me. That is C, the letter C. Fuck SmackDown, dude. Oh, my God. The hell, man?
Starting off with a bang tonight.
Did they really hear all those memes of like, can you name a bigger crossover event than the Marvel Universe? And SmackDown's like, yeah, we'll do that. We'll go ahead and get Tyson Fury in there, and we'll get Cain Velasquez, and we'll show you.
I don't know, man.
A little bit of wrestling.
Out of the 2 hours, you can take out 5 seconds, and that eliminates your fuck you, Kyle. Just saying.
Listen, no.
5 seconds
man.
makes it all worth it.
God damn it, man. I don't know, dude. I don't know. We'll get into it. Like the major story. Okay, so what I'm getting at here is the major stories from tonight's show revolved around crossover sports appeal. You know, I don't know, man. Like I got mixed messages. We'll dive into it, but okay. So I'll back off. I'll cool down a little bit. What were your guys' thoughts on the debut episode of SmackDown?
I'm okay with it. It could have been better, but I mean, I'm okay with it.
I thought it was a great show. Yeah, you have your crossover stuff, but I'd give it a B+. They filled the card with absolutely everybody they probably could have. I mean, they're expecting 3 to 4 million viewers, some new viewers. They're trying to introduce talent to people that hasn't watched before or has been a lapsed fan. It wasn't perfect the way they did it, but yeah, it is what it is. You can only pack so much in so little time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was okay. But, like, I thought with all the other, premieres and debuts, what have you, this week, it was probably the weakest one of all of them,
Yeah, without a doubt.
But even with that being said, I was still entertained the whole time, But, yeah, a little bit bumpy for me.
Man, okay, so here I'll give it its high points in my opinion. The new set, the new theme. I was iffy about AC/DC, but then when I saw it mixed with the video entrance that they have, I thought it was actually really, really good.
Okay, that I didn't like. I didn't like that one bit.
No?
Whatsoever. I want a headbang. I want to get hyped for a show. I don't want to just sit there and bob my head. I want a headbang. I want to go. Let's go. If you're going to give me some guitar and some, a high-quality known band, give me some metal, and let's wrestle.
Man.
I didn't like it.
What is not metal about AC/DC?
I'm about to say,
it wasn't terrible, but I'd rather have some, like, worlds collide. Like SmackDown vs. Raw 2006, the video game. Like, hearing that intro, let's play some video games. Let's go. Something like that. That's what I want. I mean, it is what it is.
Days of After Wrestling is gone. I mean... That song is exactly what you'd hear during a college football or NFL game on Fox.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were
not watching football now, are we?
That's what they're going for, though. The sports light feel. I mean,
Yep.
It's
That's
going
what it
back
is.
to the crossover, man. Going back to the crossover. And then I would say the ladder match was really good, and also the Rock appearance. Other than the ladder match and then the appearance of the Rock, nothing. Oh God! And you know what? I try to err on enthusiasm, but I was like apathetic almost through the whole night, and then just disgusted with the finish. Absolutely. And I'm not. And don't get this mixed up. My ire is not due to the finish and the outcome. That was just like the cherry on the sundae or whatever. Like that was just it, man. That was the last thing. And yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you guys liked it. I'm not going to take away from anybody else that had fun. And God forbid, if you guys are watching this, I'm not upset if you liked it. If this was what you were into, man, that is
That's
awesome.
how we do here on the Smack Raw podcast. We let you have your opinions. High fives.
Yeah.
It's a very mid-show. I do a poll after every single show. It's already 65 votes. 34% gave it an A, 31 a B, 14% a C, 22% a D or an F. So it's either you really liked it, or you just didn't
Yeah,
like it at
you're
all.
talking
Yeah.
almost a fifth of the audience hated the show.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
But also, you're talking about 2/3 absolutely loved the show. So, I mean, it's a mixed bag.
It's a mixed bag.
Yeah.
Man. It's a mixed bag. We'll get into it, man. Let's just go ahead and break into this thing. Any of you guys want to take on the opening segment?
I'm over Becky Lynch.
Becky.
Saying?
Becky. Oh, well, first of all, actually, listen. The show opens from LA Staples Center. On commentary, we've got Corey Graves, Renee Young, and Michael Cole. The show starts off with Vince McMahon and Stephanie coming out. This was the first red flag. I was like, oh God, you're starting it with the McMahons. But can't complain because they just as quickly as they appeared, they were gone.
They cut him off. I was like, oh man, that was mean. I wonder if Vince knew that happened.
Yeah.
They cut them off. Like
That was
Really?
Triple H in the back. He was like, hit the music. Just like, oh man, we got the new intro, the AC/DC. I was feeling it, man. I was pretty hyped for the show. Not gonna lie, you got the good pyro, the new set. Everything looks very clean, and also fits Fox's aesthetic, as well. Becky Lynch opens the show. She comes out, hops on the mic. She's ready to start the night off with a fight. Get that crowd nice and hype and everything. She is then flanked by Baron Corbin. Rob, if you're going to boo Becky, you can at least cheer Corbin.
yeah.
There you go. Thank
I'm
you, Rob.
sorry.
Thank you.
I was just thinking forward to how much something I didn't like in this segment. I'm sorry.
And then before Corbin can get going, out comes The Rock. Yeah, Rock.
Yeah.
Oh.
woo.
Yeah, okay.
The Rock won wrestling tonight. I want to say that The Rock won wrestling tonight.
How? Any of y'all think Rock was
Wait,
going to catch an RKO?
Nah.
Nah.
No way.
No.
Where the hell did that come from? RKO? What?
Randy Orton's teasing a match at WrestleMania with The Rock. At least he's trying
Oh, okay,
to
never
on
mind.
Twitter.
I seen that. Okay, I seen that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But then he dropped the N-bomb, so we don't even know what's going to happen. All right.
Yeah.
That's a topic for never. Rock comes... Rock hops on the mic, hits his famous catchphrases, and then him and Becky Lynch proceed to eviscerate Baron Corbin.
This is why I was spaced when you said Baron Corbin comes out. Guys, I did not like this. I don't know if I'm being that guy, for one. Becky Lynch threw a punch at Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
If Baron Corbin were to throw a punch back at Becky Lynch, the world would crumble.
No,
yes,
The
Baron
Rock would've
Corbin
got him
gave
with a
Becky
rock
Lynch
bottom.
an end of days. No, but Becky Lynch threw a punch. Now, yes, Baron Corbin hit Becky Lynch with the end of days, but that's a finisher. Now, if you go into straight punches, a man hit a woman. You can't.
Hold on now.
I don't know.
Can't Becky Lynch
And
throw
right-
a punch, and it
and
would
right-
be impossible for a punch to be thrown back. I'm
They've
sorry. That's
been
how I
talking
feel
about doing. They've been talking about doing intergender matches for a long time, though. I don't
Look at
think the
the
fans
match.
would have.
Look,
Well, I don't know. I
I-
mean, just going
I
off
understand.
Wrestle Twitter, the way people take things.
I
I might
understand.
Corbin
might be that
received
guy
death
for a
threats
change.
after
I might be
he
very
gave
wrong.
Becky the end of days.
be. So, I mean,
That's true.
you can't have Becky punch him but there's no way in the world he could punch back. Not that he would.
Well,
I personally didn't like that.
I get what you're
That's
saying
the
in
thing.
real life, Rob,
In real
about
life.
being a punch, but
Yeah.
this is wrestling. A finisher in wrestling is 10 times worse than a punch. Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, if Corbin was to
Oh, man.
pile drive Becky like on a steel step, is that better than a punch? I mean,
But that's a
That's
power driver. That's
finisher.
wrestling. It's a
But
power
that's still a
driver. That's
finisher.
wrestling.
That's
And
still a
end of
finisher.
days is wrestling.
Anyways,
a punch
let's
is not
let's
wrestling.
not get into this whole
That's my view.
feminism
That's my
equality debate. Okay, let's just go back into the segment. All right.
Now, I do want to say that I am all about Corbin being able to throw a punch back. Just saying.
Yeah.
But I just feel Twitter would burn. That's all. That's all. I feel that would be like a Cody.
It would burn,
hair
kind of
shot
like
thing.
Corbin's new nickname. Is that what you're
Yes.
saying, Rob?
And I did like this segment. Okay, I am a fan of Baron Corbin. He put The Rock and Becky over very well. But man, The Rock, dude, you ruined this. guy.
They eviscerated him. I love
Oh,
the
my
He's
line.
gonna hear it everywhere he goes.
I love the
He's
line.
gonna hear it everywhere he goes.
Yeah, everywhere he goes from now on, he's
Yeah.
gonna have that. We'll get into it. But so particularly, I like the line where The Rock calls him, whoa, was it like a discount Burger King crackhead or something?
Yeah, that was so good.
And
I was shocked by some of the stuff that was said in this.
yeah, they're gonna
Yeah.
let The Rock get away with that stuff, man. Rock's got a lot of creative freedom.
Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
What
And then
he called him like a 35-year-old LARPing virgin or something like that.
Yes. Oh,
Later
the
on.
cosplaying virgin, Comic-Con cosplay.
Cosplaying, there you go. So good.
And he said, "You won King of the Ring, and you're wearing all that gear." Becky Lynch calls herself a man, but she doesn't carry around testicles. And then Becky chimes in, "But if I did, they'd be bigger than yours." And I was like, "Yeah, that's it." That's when I knew. I was like, "Oh yeah, this whole segment is just about destroying Corbin's aura. Like any momentum that dude has is now shot." And yeah, I don't know, man.
No.
It's
No.
for the moment.
Yeah.
But then
Yes.
they also
It's The Rock.
At least
It's
for
The
the
Rock.
moment.
Yeah, get
Exactly,
destroyed
it's
by
The
The Rock.
look how long it took Rowan to bounce back after getting beat in 6 seconds at WrestleMania. Okay, Rowan's just now getting momentum.
Well, that's Eric Rowan, though. This ain't no Baron Corbin can go out there and engage a crowd and get heel heat like Baron Corbin can.
All right.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
so before
Now, Ric Flair came out there and put him in a figure four. Yeah, that's a 70-year-old man, but this is The Rock.
on a
I mean,
microphone.
first time you seen him
So
in
do you
10
think-
years.
Random
I mean-
thought fired. Do you think Vince gave Corbin like a $100K bonus? Like, sorry, bro, you're going out there and micing with.
Hell
The Rock.
no.
Like,
Hell no. He's like, go
No.
do your job. That's
no,
what
he
you're paid to
didn't,
do.
but
Go
still,
do your job.
Like, you're going to mic
Ah.
with The Rock, man. I'm
Corbin was
sorry.
in Gorilla just like fuck.
Oh, I say Corbin was having the time of his life.
He
Awesome.
probably
Yeah.
was. I mean,
I mean,
Oh,
being
it's like
there
when,
sharing
when
with The
Stone
Rock,
Cold dropped
yeah.
the stunner on AJ, and we were talking about how
Right.
awesome it would be to catch a
It's
stunner.
one
You're
of them
micing with The
things.
Rock, man. That's
It's
great.
one of them things where fans I've seen a lot of things like, oh, they buried the King in the Ring, and oh, how Corbin must be so embarrassed. Guys, this is a show. These guys go out there, they don't think about it like we do. I mean, Corbin was
that's
probably out there
bad.
having the time of his life tonight. Corbin's
Oh, 100%. Like, if I were a pro wrestler and I knew that I was going to get my ass kicked verbally by The Rock, I'd love it,
first
you know?
time,
Like,
The Rock's been on TV in how many years?
Call your mom.
Yeah.
Mom, The Rock called me a jabroni.
yeah.
I've made it, Mom. I've made it.
Exactly.
But
Yeah,
they
it's
His
not like the
muscles are bigger than on TV, though.
so
It's not like the ad that shows up every reunion show. Rock hasn't been in years. I mean,
Yeah.
it's another level.
well, The Rock does give Corbin his props. He says he's a super tough dude, and so is Becky Lynch. And then the Rock cues the crowd to start chanting STD, and then The Rock accurately tells Corbin they will chant this everywhere you go from now on. Thank you,
Oh my
Rock.
God.
It reminded me of when Stone Cold got the CLB chant started at Christian. Back
Oh,
in the day, Creepy Little
yeah.
Bastards.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it reminded me of.
But afterwards, Becky and The Rock proceed to beat him down. Rock gives his people's elbow, and pretty much end scene. That was it. Corbin's just laid out.
We got the rock bottom too.
Yeah, rock bottom. Becky Lynch hits a leg drop. I mean, they just beat the living crap out of him. Becky Lynch hung back out in the ring because when we came back from commercial, we have the tag match of Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair taking on Sasha Banks and Bayley. This match was all right. It was serviceable. It was a 4-horsewoman match by the books. I've seen them have better matches, but it's not terrible by no means. We got the greatest hits. What's up?
The difference is, I mean, like me and one of my friends were texting about that match. He's like, "Man, I was expecting better," and I was like, no matter what, they weren't going to touch what they did at MSG a few weeks back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And two, this show was so loaded, they didn't really have the time to do it. You know what I mean? So I thought they did well with their time they had.
Yeah. No, you're right. Absolutely right. The faces go over in this match. There wasn't too much storytelling here. It was a pretty straightforward match.
I didn't know Bayley went over.
Yeah, Bayley ain't no face, bro.
Oh.
Charlotte gets Bayley with the figure 8.
Face on face.
Yeah, right. Backstage, the New Day confirms with I think Kayla Braxton. I want to say it was. I can't remember who it was, to be fair, but confirms that Kofi is going to be going solo against Lesnar. He doesn't need his boys' help.
They wouldn't have had time to help him anyway.
Yeah, we'll
Want to chime in though? Corey and Michael heavily teased Charlotte getting a chance at the title, so I expect that to be added for Sunday.
Yeah, maybe. And then now we start to see the stars. Who's arriving? We got Tyson Fury in the crowd. He is. I'm not a huge boxing fan, but I know he's a big deal in the boxing world. He's a heavyweight boxer. He's very outspoken and loud. I want to say he's Colin's favorite boxer because they're both kind of like gypsies, man. I don't know. But also hanging out in the crowd is Mick Foley and Kurt Angle. They're there too as well. It's nice to see them in attendance. It's actually nice to see they're still alive after their encounters with the Fiend. We haven't really seen them since then, so that was nice to know.
True.
Then what else we get? Oh, okay. Yeah. We got all right. So you guys, here's. Oh, God, I put this on Twitter and I lost 10 followers instantly. Not that 10's a big deal, but we got Seth that came out. Seth's entrance is, by the way, badass with that set. They got flamethrowers in the freaking ceiling, dude.
Yeah.
Colin's lighting me up in the Discord chat. But anyways, yeah, Seth Rollins comes out, and then look, you guys already put me in my place earlier, but we get the Firefly Funhouse, and all I was no, hold on, hear me out, okay, hear me
We're
out.
not hearing nothing out, Kyle. You are wrong. You are
you
wrong.
call me wrong.
You're not allowed to have an opinion. That's how it.
Yo, this was cringy, man, and I'll tell you why. I will tell you why.
Man.
How many new eyes do we have on the product? How many new eyes? A whole bunch, probably. You got the Fox Sports executives. You got a whole new audience being introduced to this. They don't have no backstory on Bray Wyatt. They don't.
They don't need one. You got two
yes,
puppets
you
fighting in a rabbit
need
cage,
context.
Man. Let's go.
If this is your first time seeing this, you need some damn context. And that's all I was thinking from a new fan's perspective. This is rough, man. This is rough. If this was your first time being introduced to it. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, man, this just wasn't. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I thought as far as Firefly Funhouse goes, it was kind of tame, really.
Yeah,
It was so great.
I liked it, man.
Yeah.
So good. I mean, you got the new fan. Okay, there's this rabbit puppet. No, you don't know who the rabbit puppet is, but you can piece together that he looks like the guy in the ring. Could you imagine being a sports fan? This is what's going to happen Sunday.
And you're resistant
these two must be
watching
each other,
wrestling.
And he's going to kill him Sunday.
You're holding off on watching wrestling, but you're like, okay, it's on Fox. I'll give it a chance. It sounds like, it's going to be more sports orientated. It's not going to be too hokey. And then within the first 40 minutes, Firefly Funhouse. like I said, as a new audience member, new eyes on the
mean,
product, this is gonna put you off, man.
Okay, I feel what you're saying. I do, but that's what we got, Kyle. We have a puppet that dies once a week. That's what we have.
He is like WWE's
That's what
Kenny.
and we talk about it and we enjoy it. If you don't like that, sorry, move on.
Exactly,
That's what we get.
That's why I respect it. Yes, this is going to be a more sports-like feel, and it was throughout the show. You can pick apart, a part or two, and it wasn't. But at the same time, you're not lying to that new audience.
Yeah.
That's what we have.
I mean,
Rambling Rabbit has died 15 times.
If you're going to push Bray or the Fiend, you don't want to lie about who he is, because that's just going to turn him off in a couple of weeks. It'd be pointless. And two, I did like the Firefly Funhouse. If you've watched them recently, and I understand that you said new people, but for people that has, Ramblin' Rabbit's a huge Seth Rollins fan. He's always showed it, and Mercy the Buzzard is easily the best thing that fits the Fiend in this situation as far as the puppets. So it was a nice little visual thing. I thought it was kind of creative, to be honest with you. But
man.
Yeah,
but
you can definitely see both sides, but you nailed it. You nailed it. That's what it is. That's what we watch every week.
And just don't lie to your audience.
But that's also my other problem is it's every week now. Like how long until
if it was a mid-card act, that's one thing. But if this is going to be the guy you're pushing, show them who they are. I mean, look, this is what you're going to get with the character.
I know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm being
How many
skeptical.
times did South Park kill Kenny?
What the fuck,
So
bro?
many. You're saying that we're getting this every week, and Ramblin' Rabbit keeps dying. How many times did South Park kill Kenny? It never got old.
I feel like there's something lost in translation here, but okay.
But you got to think too. He's in a Universal title feud.
I know.
If he wasn't on there every week, all fans would be saying is, "God, this feud don't have no build."
No, and you're right.
Number two.
Exactly. No, you're absolutely right. I know. I know. I guess. Like I said, if there was anything, maybe just like. I don't know. Maybe just not a Firefly Funhouse segment every week, because I feel like creatively you're going to burn yourself out. The segments will become less and less creative and kind of just blend together. But we'll see, man.
At first, it was nice when we were only getting them so often. It wasn't. I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Bray is so creative with this character, and just not even just on screen, just what he's going out there and promotion. Like, he's doing it in character. If you watch that morning talk show,
See, they should have just aired that, Ben. Air his weather segment. Like, I would have watched the hell out of that, Ben. That would have been awesome. But then again, I'm being a hypocrite here, because that still would have been like, why the hell are we watching like a weather guy? And
that's why I don't worry about him getting burnt out or anybody getting burnt out. Is he's so into it. He is this multi-generational guy. He's into the business. He loves it. It's not one of these guys that will get burnt out easily.
Yeah. Plus, like, he's like super over right now too. I mean, I read rumors that like the Fox execs really wanted him on SmackDown, honestly. So maybe they did know what they were getting themselves into, and they were like, "Do what you got to do."
One of the executives said in the interview, he's like, "Yeah, we'd love the Fiend."
Oh, really?
We don't. Yeah, but he was like, "But we're not having control about who gets who. But we would love to have him," or something along those lines. I read the interview earlier. So, yeah, it was from the horse's mouth.
No shit. Well, there you go.
So what came up after the Firefly Funhouse segment is what was supposed to be a match between Shinsuke Nakamura and Seth Rollins. Did any of you catch how long this match actually went for? Because I can't say... It couldn't have been but like 3 or 4 minutes. It felt.
Yeah, it was super short.
Yeah, it. One thing to note though was, I was getting exhausted watching Sami Zayn do Nakamura's entrance next to him. Like Zayn goes really hard to be a hype man. Like he goes really damn hard. But that's just a minor note. I'm sorry. I just watched it. And I was like, damn, that's some cardio right there. But anyways, yeah, the match barely gets going before we get the lights go out and we get an appearance of the Fiend. Seth rushes to the top of the ramp, but apparently he should have learned from the King, because the Fiend will appear no matter where you go, buddy. You know, if anything, he needs to perch himself up like on the top rope. That way the Fiend can't pop out behind him. You know what I mean? The Fiend's got to like come up to him and be like, come down here. And Seth be like, no. Be like, come down here.
Get off the rope. I can't climb up there.
I can't reach you with the mandible claw. All right, Seth? But no, Seth runs up the top of the ramp, receives the mandible claw, and is thrown off stage. Didn't even know he was thrown off stage because of the lighting. I couldn't even see. Until the lighting like started to come up, I'm like, oh, he's in some rubble.
Yeah.
Please come
Man,
down.
I love this,
No.
I love this. It's the first time we've seen this as far as the Fiend being one step ahead. Like, Seth was like, I'm out of here. You ain't getting me tonight. Fiend was like, fuck that.
I
Yeah.
thought he might have got Shinsuke, like in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
I was like,
And that was that too.
Yeah.
Shinsuke was like, oh, stay away from me, man. Like, I want no part
Yeah,
of this.
Shinsuke stoked the shit out of being scared in that ring. He's running, walking around like he was. I mean, so it was really cool. You just didn't exactly know who he was going after until he did. I say it's creative. It's the first time we've seen that type of thing with the Fiend. So
Yeah. He's finding new ways to use that mandible claw. What followed this was easily match of the night, hands down. I wish like all matches could have been this car crash. Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon in a ladder match. Loser is fired from WWE and will probably be picked up by AEW within a matter of a couple weeks.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. Oh, can I just wholeheartedly believe it?
it might be a better get than Jet Swagger.
Oh my God! Listen, now. Listen. That wasn't really that bad. Okay, that wasn't that bad. All right,
I don't know.
it wasn't that
We the
bad.
people, man. We the people.
They were chanting. Listen, people love to chant "We the People." Like they freaking love it. I wonder if it's like that over in the UK. Colin, hit us up in Discord, man. If Jack Swagger was there, you know, would the crowd get behind him and chant "We the People"? Let us know. But anyways,
But I was kidding. It would not be better than Jet Swagger. Fuck Shane.
spoiler. But
Shane McMahon is still the boss. I just want to throw that out there. He's still the McMahon.
Maybe in his household. Maybe there, possibly. I don't know.
Just wait till contract time, Kevin. Just wait till contract.
I mean, Corey Graves was scared to death he wasn't getting a paycheck. So, yeah, he's gone. They don't know how to get paid. He's gone.
Colin says over in
Next
Ireland.
week there's no commentating.
Colin says over in Ireland they'd chant it, but as an insult. Colin, I don't know if that would translate well. I don't know how you could do that. You have to. It just sounds like you're cheering them on, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just unwritten and known. No, we're making fun of you. So you know.
Yeah. Okay. The TV isn't gonna pick that up. TV's gonna be like, Ireland loves him
You're
over
TV.
here.
Nobody cares about TV.
Ireland
the
loves
viewers.
Jack Swagger or Jake Hagar or whatever his name is. We get the greatest hits from Shane and Kevin Owens here, man. Shane hits his patented elbow drop from the top rope to Kevin Owens through the commentary table.
That was good.
They cut to commercial. They come back just in time to catch Kevin
All of a sudden,
Owens.
Kevin's just not hurt anymore. No, he just got put through a table. But, you know, you're okay.
Man, it took like 6 minutes, man. Kevin Owens hits a frog splash from the top rope over a ladder that is like suspended on the, what would you say, like the guardrail in the ring? And yeah, the security bit. Yeah. With Shane obviously on top of it, just goes straight through Shane. Did y'all catch that WWE muted the crowd when you hit that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
man.
I said that in chat. I'm like, wait, I was just joking. Well, I wasn't really joking, but I was serious when I asked you guys, do you think that's what happened?
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
I was waiting for it. I'm like, oh, this is a thing. And then it just wasn't
Fox
there.
is network television, buddy. They're not going to risk it.
And then all of a sudden there was a This Is Awesome channel. Like, oh, you don't want to mute that one.
Well, of course
Yeah.
they don't. They don't want the
But
crowd
The
to
Rock-
seem like just uninterested.
But The Rock can go out there and talk about crack and STDs, but can't say
Yeah, I know.
So, yes, Fox production team on point. They were ready.
Yeah, man.
So,
Yes,
we
they
know
were.
this.
They were probably
We know
only
what's
on like a
coming.
5-second delay, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're hitting it." We also got a coast to coast from Shane McMahon, kicking a ladder into Kevin Owens' face. Shane goes to get the briefcase. Kevin Owens powerbombs him onto a ladder, in which case Kevin Owens climbs the ladder,
His foot was stuck.
grabs
His
the
foot was stuck.
briefcase. Yeah.
Doesn't
Shane's foot was stuck. I mean,
You know what?
they should have checked them ladders before they started the
Yeah.
match.
Kevin Owens wins. I didn't realize Kevin Owens actually reserves the ability to fire Shane.
Yeah, that's part of the contract.
It's part of the
Yeah, it was.
Well, man, yeah, he's like,
God,
and after this ladder match, I get to personally fire you. And I was like, fuck yeah.
It would have been funny though. It would have been, granted now this is really hokey, but he should have like fired Shane, and then before he stunnered him, he just pulled out like a little table and like Shane's walking paper. He's like, okay, now sign here and sign here. And then he stuns him. Then he stuns him.
A little pair of reading glasses.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's like you either get the rest of the week's worth of pay or the severance package, but you can't have both. You got to pick one. Yeah. Oh yeah. So Shane's gone. Thank
God.
Oh my God.
my God. Yes. Now.
That's what I'm saying, guys. This storyline has taught me patience. 3 months ago, seeing the report that Shane was going to be off TV when this feud started, and then
We just thought it was going to be SummerSlam, though. We were like,
pretty soon
SummerSlam,
we're
Shane
just
will
gonna
be
have-
gone.
Pretty soon we're gonna have just Raw episodes to cover, though. I mean, where do you get your ratings from now?
And I was so disappointed, and here I am on October 4th. It is October 4th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for like another
On
hour.
October 4th, 2019. The happiest day of my wrestling life, I'll say.
Yeah.
Speaking of, that means my birthday is in 4 days. I just want to plug that out.
Oh, happy early birthday, Rob. How you going to be, 42?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. 35, 42, it's all the same.
No, I'm just playing with
It
you.
all blends together.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man, I'm no one to talk. I'm like the oldest guy at work now for the first time. That sucks.
For all you young listeners, it kind of stops at 21. After that, they're not so cool anymore. So if there's any young listeners, appreciate that. Just
Well, now
saying.
25, your car insurance lowers. Okay, so 25
That's all
is
well
good.
and good.
Yeah,
but
25
that's
is kinda
your 21st
cool.
birthday is your last cool birthday. It's it.
But
Anyway.
Back to SmackDown. I
Anyways.
didn't mean to off track.
Oh, my God.
man, when those reports came out, I did see that the reason was the Fox executives didn't want pretty much a boss in the competition, just
Yeah.
like sports like.
Yeah.
And that's a good call. I mean,
Because they didn't want him outshining other superstars.
Jesus Christ, Rob. It's okay. Let Rob have it. Let Rob have it. Because this time next week, it's all
But
No
going.
you
more
guys
Shane
look for
McMahon, bro.
I bet you missed him.
nope.
Dude, 2.9 ratings tonight.
Rob's just like,
I hope he's not even backstage. I hope he stays at the house. I hope he's banned. I hope Kevin.
I hope he
Owens banned him.
pooped his pants.
man, I hope he's just like a stay-at-home dad now. Just
I
poop
hope
his
Vince
pants.
was so embarrared by him that he just kicks him out of the whole thing.
He just
Disowns him.
disowns him.
I already have my son, and his name is Triple H. All right. Oh my God. Anyways, Kayla Braxton's backstage. She goes to interview Paul Heyman. Heyman just has her roll the footage of Brock beating down Ray and Dominic. That was the moment I knew how the show was ending. When I saw that they were just doing that footage again and it had nothing to do with him and Kofi. Yeah, I knew how SmackDown was going off the air. I just didn't know
You did.
necessarily the outcome of the match. I just knew how SmackDown was going off the air.
You did. You called it.
Yeah, I did. I called it
Yeah.
junk. Thank you. It's like the one prediction I've gotten right ever. Just, but then we got, for some effing reason, what was probably supposed to be the 24/7 title segment that just wasn't. An 8-man hokey tag style match between AJ Styles, Randy Orton, your Raw tag champs, Ziggles and Rude, taking on Heavy Machinery, Miz, and Strowman. Yeah, because that made sense.
Yeah.
But this whole, you know what? This whole thing doesn't make sense. And I guess in that sense, it does make sense.
Well, it kind of, because like I said, so on top of the show. It's their premiere show. They're going to try to get as many bodies as they can in here. I mean, whether it's a good
That's what the
match or not,
24/7 segments are for. Which,
We're
by the
really
way,
gonna
were
have-
relegated.
We're really
Well,
going to
they-
have AJ Styles and Randy
they
Orton
had-
chasing the 24/7 championship. Come on.
They had a 24/7 segment. I mean, it only lasted a minute, and it had nothing.
And they
It
told
wasn't
you
really-
it was on YouTube. Like, oh,
You
this
gotta
happened
plug
earlier
your
in the
social
night.
media, man. I mean,
Look at
like I actually mentioned that to Morty from Did You Write This Shit or Write This Stuff Whatever podcast. That I think it's a good plug. Like, I mean, you want to see what happened? Go to our YouTube page. Okay, that's what the 24/7 title is for. I just want to say that was a good plug.
we
That
talked
was
about
later on, but
we talked about getting introduced to new audiences. All right, if you're a new guy watching this, do you want to see a roll up backstage, or do you want to see 8 of the best superstars in the ring doing? I mean, they all hit
and
their
also
finishers, they all got
we
their
can
shit
go
in.
back. We can go back to what you said a few minutes ago about don't lie to your audience. We'd be doing dumb shit like this. It doesn't make sense that nobody wants to watch.
Yeah, I mean,
Here's
at the
8
end of the
guys,
day,
random guys fighting for no reason. I honestly didn't
Yeah.
even watch this match. I
I was
put
so
my
not
own
into this
fucking
match.
tattoo.
And
I
as a
didn't watch
new,
it.
as a casual viewer, I wasn't either. But if somebody's new and don't know who Braun Strowman,
They might
or
check it out.
AJ Styles,
Right.
yeah, and that's the point. You got so many new eyes on here. You don't want. I mean, the 24/7 championship's all fun and all. It really is. I like it, but if you got a million new viewers, you want to show 8 of your best guys out there and not just roll up backstage.
Yeah.
Well,
I did catch
sure.
the RKO on Miz. I did see that. That was the
Yeah,
And that's what I'm
poor
saying.
Miz
They-
ate a lot of crap this match. Like poor new dad of his second child. Within like a week, he caught an RKO and he caught someone else's finisher too.
And
I can't remember. Yeah, but he caught a couple finishers.
that's another point too. It was short, but they all got their highlights in, their finishers. And I'd be mad if they just went straight to a commercial and they didn't really have a reason to cut it so short. But as we'll get to here in a second, they did.
Yeah.
And
So,
for that, I give it a pass.
so during the match, everybody spills outside. Strowman does his whole run a lap and shoulder tackle everybody. But sitting ringside is Tyson Fury. And Strowman has this awkward, like, playful pose-off with him. Like, they're going to box, and it's like, this is kind of awkward. But then he ends up throwing Ziggler into him. Strowman goes back into the ring, promptly delivers his power slam to Ziggler for the win. This match, although we just talked about this match longer than it went on, by the way. It was
no shit.
super short. At this point, Strowman's looking really cocky, eyeing Fury for no reason. No reason whatsoever. Like, when did Tyson Fury piss in Strowman's cornflakes? Okay, because Strowman's supposed to be a face, for one. I'd get it if he was a heel, but he's supposed to be a damn face. Tyson Fury jumps the barricade. He's cussing like nothing else because all you can hear is the audio cutting in and out.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
so fast. Those gypsies are fast talkers, man. Like, whoever was in that production truck, bleeping him out, like, they deserve overtime pay, man.
100%.
Yeah. Tyson Fury's held off. I will say one thing. Tyson Fury does look like a professional wrestler, and he carries himself like one, too.
Yeah,
He's super over the top.
He's a big guy.
He
has a legit look.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly. And not to mention, I've seen his interviews before. He's a maestro on the microphone. If he can learn how to cut a PG promo, which I'm sure he could, he'll be a nice fix. I'm calling this now. This is the Big Show Shaq WrestleMania freak show match that we never got.
No, it's Big Show versus Floyd Mayweather is what it is. I mean, it's
Big
that
Show versus.
popular.
See, I thought
Holy
of that
shit.
too. I thought of that too, but I was like, I can't compare Tyson Fury to Floyd. I don't care if they're both boxers. I'm sorry. Like, I feel like
But I will say this. I've sat on here for many shows and heard you make sense of the Aleister Black saying, someone can knock on my door, and then Bray Wyatt saying, let me in.
yeah.
We gotta remember, if we're going by catchphrases, Braun's get these hands. I mean,
Yeah, I thought.
Yeah.
does
that.
that make sense against a boxer? I mean, if we're going,
He sees
I mean,
it. Does that mean any
Well, that's-
boxer he like encounters, he now has
but
to
is it
challenge
ti-
him?
Now,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
watch boxing, but isn't he like very high tier boxer? Like,
Yes.
it ain't a,
He's like
Okay,
world
well,
champion, like world
now
champion.
if it was some sucky guy had a, I don't know, 7-14 record or something
No.
shitty, yeah, okay, that's an argument to have. But this is a top tier guy.
There's
these
a
hands.
huge reason why like Fury is Colin's favorite. It's Colin constantly refers to him as like one of the best boxers ever. I think he's a little biased, but you know. But no, yeah, Fury's huge. Fury's a big deal, man. God, I could just feel Colin bubbling up, man, just watching this. I'm surprised he ain't taking this shit off mute yet. Oh, man. The only thing that was more bonkers than this is what followed it, and that was Marshmello, the DJ. For all you young people, I don't know, man. I guess he's like Deadmau5, like what Deadmau5 is. I don't know. He won the 24/7 title, being pushed onto Carmella, and then because this was recorded earlier in the night, the commentary team then informed us that if we want to see what else happened, because they confirmed Marshmello is not the champion now, we'll have to watch WWE's YouTube channel. Did either of you guys follow up with that?
No.
Nah.
We'll just have to watch
No.
it. We'll talk about it on Raw or something.
Eventually, there'll be some random guy running out with the belt, or female.
It's gonna be
Oh,
Carmella.
that's who won it.
I'll put money on it, man. Carmella's the champion. Yeah, it got back to Carmella.
Spoiler here.
Yeah.
During the carpet event pre-show,
Yeah.
R-Truth and Carmella was shown with the title, but it looked like they were both holding it, so I don't know for sure who won the title.
R-Truth was holding it.
No, R-Truth was holding it
I
for
remember.
Carmella because she was holding a
Yes.
dog.
Yes.
Okay, well, that might have been
So it was in
Yeah.
R-Truth's hands, but yeah, Carmella was holding the dog. I thought that too, but then I put two and two together. I'm like, oh, she got the dog. He's helping out.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
they're
don't know, maybe.
co-champions. Maybe they're co-champions like the B team.
Go, go, go.
Oh. Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan. So he's Eric Rowan now. He's not just Rowan anymore. I don't know. Did they take away Eric at one point? I thought they did.
They do all sorts of weird
They
shit.
do
with
some weird.
names
They
on
change the
WWE.
names all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Fox was like, everybody got to have two names. All athletes have two names.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And jersey numbers. Now they have to have numbers too.
Let's
That's
do
bad.
it.
No, that's
Official
terrible.
SmackDown football jersey debut next week. I buy it.
Jesus.
Let's go.
No, you know what it'd be? It'll be like baseball jerseys, and Shane McMahon will model them. So he'll no longer be a boss. He's just modeling the new SmackDown jerseys. That's his new job.
No, I hope he's like outside holding a sign, like parking signs or something.
These jerseys
my God.
are the best in the world.
Yeah, I hope he's
Oh my
outside
God.
doing parking. That's my dream Shane McMahon job.
Valet. Oh, if he's
Yeah,
Kevin
valet.
Owens' valet. Oh,
That'd be awesome.
it'd be so good. It'd be so good. Do it. Yeah, both guys. So they're facing off in a lumberjack match. Match is pretty par. It winds up both men down. Luke Harper comes out to help Rowan win. Bryan, who was on commentary, Daniel Bryan, comes off commentary to attack Luke Harper. Roman flies over the top rope onto everybody. Roman Reigns, that is one of the cooler suicide
Yeah, you
dives.
can tell.
'Cause
Yeah.
Roman's a big boy, man. He's a big boy. Rowan powerbombs Ali into Roman Reigns. Poor Ali, relegated to weapon. And then we get a near fall, which I counted 3, by the way. I'm just throwing it out there. I think Rowan was down for 3. I'm just saying.
I thought he was too, honestly. So
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, look now. I'm just saying we got to go back and watch the replay. Luke Harper interferes. Bryan takes him out with a flying knee. Rowan goes for the claw slam onto Daniel Bryan. Before he can do that, Roman Reigns hits him with the spear for the win. After the match, Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, form a team again. Like, I thought they were already paired up, but the handshake made it official this time. That was weird.
Well, they were. If you remember last week, Roman wouldn't shake his hand.
Is that true?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Roman wouldn't shake his hand, huh?
Yeah.
So
Oh, there you go. Okay, it makes sense.
I mean, kind of like, when the Shield got reformed, it took Dean forever to put his fist in.
Jesus Christ, I know, man. Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
that was.
They don't
but
want to
this
worry
time it was
about
only 2
building.
weeks. It wasn't 2 months, It's
They don't want to worry about building a card. They just want to make sure you know that it took
Yeah.
2 weeks for a handshake to happen.
They
I guess.
yeah. Dude, the whole Dean and Seth Rollins thing was just. There was some like romantic undertones to that whole like getting back together, like getting the band back together.
Romance, dude. That's romance.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
There was definitely some bromance going on in there. Like, it's like, I love you, bro, but I just can't trust you. I can't trust you. And then they had to fight it out. Oh, dude, I'm not. It sounds like I'm making fun of it, but it was effing awesome. Like, it really was. When they shared the fist bump for the first time, oh, it was so dope. The camera work on that was perfect too. Love how the camera like zoomed out all of a sudden and the crowd exploded. Oh, it was really cool. All right, what'd y'all think of the main event?
Ugh.
Our 10-second, like 8-second main event.
If that.
If
5.
that.
5.
If
Kofi got that ass whooped.
world record. That's gotta be a WWE record for fastest championship match.
Nope, Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus was shorter, I believe.
That was 8 seconds. How fast was Bob Buckland losing to Diesel? Because I want to say that was like 8 or 9 seconds too.
I'm pretty sure Daniel Sheamus had that beat because I'm pretty sure they legit called the record.
Well, no, because the bell rang and Daniel Bryan kissed AJ Lee after the bell, I want to say. So there was some extra time there because technically the match had started.
Maybe. I can't remember. I thought they called it the record. I might be wrong.
I don't know. It's got to be. I bet you regardless of what the real record is, I bet next week or later on this week they will call it the official record. Yeah, so this was kind of weird. We were talking in the chat. When the match was starting, we were speculating there might be some overrun because there was less than 10 minutes till SmackDown was scheduled to go off air.
How are you supposed to fit a match in 10 minutes? That's odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what's
Well,
funny is they cut off the
most.
air too early because they botched the timing on this.
Oh yeah.
They botched
It
the
was
timing
awful.
bad. It was so awkward.
I did say in the group chat, though, most laser matches are kind of short. I think Finn's match was only 8 minutes or something like that. So
I know, but
most of them are under 10.
So Kofi and Brock set up for the WWE title. Kofi on the best title run he's ever had in his career, and then also one of the better modern day WWE Championship titles. I know some people will debate it due to like the opponents he had, but honestly, from Kofi's journey to the belt, to winning the belt, and then to now, I think Kofi has had a very, very respectable World Championship run. Not going to claim it's the best, but I think it's very respectable.
Yeah.
And it was over in about 6-7 seconds. The bell rang. Kofi jumped for like a flying forearm, landed right on Brock's shoulders. F5, 1, 2, 3. That was it. Literally, that was it. We're greeted with Rey Mysterio's music. Rey is flanked by a much larger individual, Mr. Cain Velasquez. For you non-UFC fans out there, Cain Velasquez is the man who dethroned Brock Lesnar for the UFC Heavyweight Championship. He's also the guy, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but Brock Lesnar has a significant scar under his, I want to say, right eye. Cain Velasquez is the man who gave him that scar. He busted him open bad in their match. Yeah. Cain Velasquez comes out. For one, okay, listen. What masked my disapproval of this whole thing for a moment, Brock Lesnar looked like he was about to piss himself. I have not seen Brock sell fear since probably The Undertaker, man. And, Brock's good, man. He's got a little bit of acting chops. He probably didn't actually have to act. He probably saw Cain Velasquez. It was just brought back to that moment.
Legit scared.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, please don't botch this, Cain. Listen, man. Really get hurt out here. Yeah, Cain comes out. Double leg takedown on Brock. Starts lighting him up with some ground and pound. Brock retreats. But now we have 5 minutes to fill, right? And this was obviously supposed to be the closing segment. So what we got was like 3 to 4 minutes of Brock just lingering on the ramp like 3 or 4 times, teased like he was going to get in the ring and never did. And poor Kane doesn't really have acting chops. So Kane just kind of looks bored in the ring after like 2 minutes. Just like, are we off the air yet? Like, but yeah, super awkward. And then the show cut off after like a really limp ending. And I'm telling you, I was, like I said, it's, now that I've gone over this, like, I don't think SmackDown was actually terrible, but like,
told you.
you easily could have done a lot more. Like,
Yeah.
the show was set up to be a banger, and I still, like, you take out The Rock, and you have like a slightly above average SmackDown. And even with The Rock, I still consider it like slightly above average. Because you have a lot of detractors, man. I think so. My opinion.
Really, this is a sucky spot for WWE to even do a show like this. You got a pay-per-view in 3 days or 2 days. And then you got a draft next week, so you don't really know what to set up because you don't know where the stars are going to be exactly.
Yeah.
You don't think they know by now?
No, they don't.
Really?
I mean, they probably have some picked out. Don't get me wrong, but as far as the whole roster, top to bottom, no, they don't. When would they have time right now? I mean, they're just not until. I mean, you got to think after Monday they actually have 3 days off, so when you're doing the Monday, Tuesday, I mean, and getting ready for Fox and all the Fox promotion that they've been doing this last month.
Yeah.
I just don't need the time where they've had to actually sit down and go over every single guy they got. But I'm gonna be hated for this, and I already am on Twitter. As far as the finish goes, I hated how they took the belt off Kofi. I did not like the 1F5 finish, 10-second match. I didn't like that. But as far as the title changing hands, I'm all for it. The report is that Brock is going to be around more, and I've never had a problem with Brock. I've had a problem with Brock having a belt when he's not around. But if it's going to be different this time, and I'm completely fine with it. Also, I love Kofi. I feel like he had a good run, whether his opponents are up to par or not. I feel like here lately he's lost some momentum. I feel like while he's still getting reactions, I don't think they've been as big as they were. And, I mean, I said it a couple weeks ago. It was time to start thinking about maybe changing the titles. And I truly thought tonight was a good time to do it. Now, like I said, the way they did it, yeah, that sucked. But as far as just in general, taking the belt off of him, don't have a problem with it at all. Also, everybody's going crazy about ratings right now with AEW and NXT.
Do you think SmackDown broke 4?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I expect high threes.
I would be surprised if they broke 3.7. 3.7 would be the biggest SmackDown they've had in years. But
that's about what I expect. About 3.6, 3.7.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, cause you're getting all those non-cable viewers. That's what's going to be really good. It's local television, so.
I mean, it's possible. But what I was saying is, and I know this is unfair. I've not been a fan of it when people bring this up, but it's a thing. Your main champ is the guy that's looked at the most when your ratings are down, and SmackDown's been hitting record lows of ratings. I mean, it's just a fact. You can't really deny it, whether you like Kofi or not. It's a fact.
I don't think Kofi was built hard enough. Like, I've seen a couple other people on Twitter say the 1F5 finish just doesn't, like, when you have a championship match, you are right, like, finishers are kicked out of. I don't think Kofi was built to kick out of an F5. Like, he was built to be legit, but he wasn't built strong. Like, I don't think it would have made sense for him to kick out of an F5.
I completely agree. People was trying to play this game. Seth Rollins beat Brock twice. But if you really want to go that route, Brock destroyed Randy Orton. Kofi struggled with Randy Orton. Brock destroyed Samoa Joe. Kofi struggled with Samojo. If you want to play that game, we can play that game all day.
Yeah.
I mean, but what I'm saying is, I mean, whether it's fair or not, SmackDown, and if you go back to when he won the title, man, he had so much momentum.
Oh yeah.
He did, and it's not nowhere near compared to what it was then. I thought, as far as the title change, I have zero problem. I wish it was more competitive the way they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's my only complaint.
He was literally just a prop for the Cain Velasquez feud. He was a prop just to get the belt. Like, that's all Kofi was. He wasn't a challenger.
Your
He wasn't
WWE champion job.
was a prop for
Yeah.
the next story. Yeah.
I
And
didn't
who
even
knows
think
what
of it
this-
like that. Wow.
Yeah.
Your champion
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah, he got totally buried. Yeah.
And that's why it
And who
sucks.
knows what's
I mean,
who knows what's next with the draft coming up? He might be in a main program on Raw, just away from Brock. I mean, who knows?
yeah, because
That's true.
he's not going to be sniffing a rematch. Like, he's not getting a rematch. Even in story, they might bury him even further and be like, no, you lost in 10 seconds. You don't deserve a rematch.
Yep.
So yeah, that's kind of a stinker.
That's my only thing, man. If you want to play the ratings game, and SmackDown's having record lows and stuff, you can't really argue the title change. I mean, you can't. You can't. Just because you like Kofi, you can't be a double standard here.
Yeah, I know.
I think.
It is what it is. We'll go on to questions. We got one question for the night from a Mr. Wrestling Chump. It's actually it's our co-host Colin. He writes, I don't know if this is so much a question or I'll just read it and you guys tell me. He writes, how pissed is Rob right now? Shane got fired. Corbin got shit all over by The Rock and the man Becky Lynch. How does Rob feel about my girl beating the shit out of his boy Corbin? Hashtag Rob's a heel. Just
Wow.
I'm over Becky, but you forgot something. What happened later on? Oh, that's right. My boy Brock Lesnar took the title off Kofi Kingston in 5 seconds.
Oh, my gosh. Anyways,
That's
guys.
okay. Can't win them all. Can't win them all, but
That's
the ones
true.
you win are good.
Jeez.
I'll take it.
You'll take a victory when you can. That's our show,
Yeah,
folks. Make sure to tune in either, I don't know, later this evening or tomorrow just prior to when Hell in the Cell goes up to hear our predictions. And then, of course, on Sunday as well, we will have mine and Sebastian's throwback episode where we cover No Way Out 2000 with arguably one of the best Hell in the Cell matches to ever take place between Triple H and Cactus Jack. That was a lot of fun to
Number 3
record.
on my great list.
Yeah, number 3. And then, of course, stay tuned. We got our new schedule, man. On Tuesdays, we get our Raw recap. On Thursdays, we got both our double shows, our AEW and NXT recap. And on Saturdays, of course, our SmackDown recap. I will close the show with this one thing really quick, folks. I do know that we've been having technical issues with audio cutting in and out. I am purchasing a new computer. Hopefully by this time, next SmackDown recording, I will have it, and we will have much less technical issues. Fingers crossed. Other than that, man, I don't know, man. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for being on the show.
Word up.
Yeah, man.
Always.
It's always fun. Rob, glad to see you again. You gonna join us, Rob, for Raw again next week? You back?
Yes.
We're gonna take Rob missed the debut AEW show because he was getting a gnarly tattoo of Charizard on his forearm. I'll make sure.
It came out so good.
Yeah, I'll make sure to on one of these upcoming episodes to include a picture of it, man. It's an awesome tattoo.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
came
it's
out so
badass.
good.
Yeah, I'm
It really
jealous.
did.
But yeah, thank you guys. Y'all have a great evening.
Peace out.
See ya.